Hey guys, it's Lydia here, and welcome back to Pop of Color Fitness. I never use the name of this channel, so there you go. But for today's video, I'm going to be starting my July stretching challenge with a 20-minute stretching routine for beginners. I have done a lot of full body stretching routines on this channel so far, but not any of them have been like beginner friendly, I feel like. So this one is very gentle. It's great for beginners. So without further ado, let's just dive in because I know you didn't click on this video to just hear me talk. Let's get to the stretches. Okay, so for this first stretch, come into kind of a wide stance and put your hands on the ground. Now, if you've been following any of my videos, you know this is one of my favorite warm-up stretches. But you're just going to put your hands on the ground and then straighten and bend your legs, doing some nice deep squats. Come up. Alright, so leave your feet pretty much where they are, and you're going to reach forward and just feel a really nice stretch in your hamstrings. If this is really hard for you to touch the ground, you can walk your feet out a little bit more, and if it's getting easy, you can walk your feet in a bit. Let the top of your head descend towards the ground. Into a downward dog, just trying to push your heels towards the ground and flatten your back, trying to push your chest towards your legs. Kind of pedal out your feet a bit. For each one of these stretches, I purposely made them so that you hold it a little bit longer, just because normally when you're a beginner, you're a little bit more tight. So holding a stretch longer is really going to help to just loosen it up. So then come down, and then I'm just going to come to the front so I can show you better. But you're going to widen your legs as much as you can while staying on your knees. So if that is right here, that's completely fine. If that means your legs are completely flat on the ground, that's also fine. Just hold it there and kind of move around so you can move front to back. You really don't want to just hold it, especially if you're really tight. If you're a little bit looser, more flexible, you can just hold it. Just kind of move around, get all the muscles, since you're still probably warming up a bit. Alrighty, so then come out of your frog pose and go into a lunge with your knee on the ground. And if holding one hand on the ground is good enough, then you can stay there, or you can lift your hand off the ground and place it on your knee. It's really going to push this hip forward a little bit more. So then put your hand back down and switch legs, or if your hand has stayed down, that's fine too. Lunge and go into a seal stretch, trying to arch back as far as you can. And start out gently, and then as you get more relaxed and more comfortable, arch back even more. You shouldn't feel any pain here. It just should be like a good stretch in your low back. So if that means you need to go onto your elbows right now, you can do that. But I would recommend, trying to push yourself, but make sure it's safe. Alrighty, so then I'm going to go into tabletop for a second before going into a child's pose, just to kind of not have such a shock from going to an arch all the way to the other way. Alrighty, so once you feel a little more comfortable, then just go into a child's pose. Alright, and then thread the needle, so bring one arm through. Switch to do the other arm. Alright, so then come on up. We're going to go into another forward fold. Again, you can have your feet as wide as you need to here. I'm going to do it about as wide as my mat. Again, like if you can't touch the ground, so if you're up here, that's fine. But what I want you to do is try to flatten your back as much as possible. So that means bringing your chest closer to your knees and not just dropping your head. So you really want to kind of maintain that posture. And if you can put your hands on the ground, that really does help. But if your hands are just on your shins, that works too. Alrighty, so then go to one leg. And really emphasize on that leg. You can kind of slightly bend the other one. And then switch. So you're reaching over on top of the other leg. And like I said, if you can't touch your foot, that's completely fine. You can be up here and just directing your body weight towards that leg. If you can grab onto your heel, make sure that it's with a flat back so you're not like really trying to arch down and grab it. You want to keep your back relatively flat. So then come on out of it, and then we're going to go into a butterfly sit. So that's where you're sitting down and your heels are together. And we're going to start by just kind of sitting here gently. We're not doing anything too crazy. If you want to, you can kind of push down on your legs very gently. But like I said, if you feel like you just can stay here and that's a good enough stretch, stay there. Over top of one leg and try to push the opposite leg away. You want to be gentle with this, but it is going to be a really good stretch. So slightly reach over top of the other leg and push the opposite leg away. Come on out of it and straighten just one leg. And then in this, if you are standing up completely straight and you feel a stretch in this hamstring, just stay here. Don't worry about reaching over your leg. But if you do want to feel a stretch, you can reach forward, but never try to go like this. So keep a very nice flat back. And if that means you can reach your toes, if that means you can only reach your knee, whatever it is, but try to bring your chest to your knee, have your chest looking up. Really, that just really helps, because for a long time, my hamstrings weren't very flexible, and so I'd try to reach like this, and it's not great, honestly, that stretch. Alrighty, so then we're going to switch sides. Yeah, remember, flat back, so that means your chest to your knee. And the reason it just gives a much better hamstring stretch. And it just kind of, I feel like whenever I do stretches or exercises where my back is flat, it just kind of, it helps me improve my posture and it makes my back feel better. A lot of times I can hurt my back when I'm trying to do a hamstring stretch. So if you keep your back nice and flat, it's going to help with that. Okay, so now we're going to go into another back stretch. So go on your hands and knees like we did before. You're going to arch back as far as you feel comfortable while still feeling a stretch. And then arch your back the other way. Now you don't want to go crazy back and forth, just go gently. Inhale on your cow, which is your arching back. And then when you extract, exhale. So then we're going to go into a puppy pose. So walk your hands out farther and bring your chest to the floor while keeping your hips up. And you could be up here, you could be, your chest is completely touching the ground, wherever you're at. You just should feel a nice stretch in your upper back and shoulders. Come on out of it, and then bring one leg in front of you with it bent and straighten the back leg as much as you can. So if you're up here, that's fine, or if your leg is completely on the ground, again, that's completely fine. And we're just going to hold it here. You should be feeling a really good stretch in your outer hip and glute. Switch legs, bring the other one in front, and straighten out the back leg as much as you can. So then bring this back leg up and we're going to do a pike stretch. So again, if your hamstrings are really inflexible, if you're just sitting up as straight as you can and that's a stretch for you, go for it. But if you want to, you can reach forward. You can also flex your feet if you want to feel a deeper stretch in your hamstrings and it's hard for you to lean forward. You can just stay up here and flex your feet. So then we're going to go back into kind of a similar lunge we did before. So you're going to start in a lunge, lift your arms up, and then push back into a hamstring stretch. So if you can't reach the ground, that's fine. You can grab onto the wall next to you or whatever. Reach up and push back. Up and back. Alright, so on this last one, we're going to hold that hamstring stretch. You can touch your hands down or your fingertips, or you can always hold on to your leg. Or like I said, if there's a wall next to you, that's a great place to hold on to. And we're going to do those two stretches on the other side, starting by reaching up and then going forward. Remember to keep a flat back. Don't arch, and try to bring your head to your knee. Nice and flat is what we want. Alrighty, so now come down and hold it. So this time, try to bring your hands down if you can. If your hands are already on the ground, try to bend them and bring your chest closer to your leg, But like I said, if you're up here still, that is completely fine. You don't have to feel bad. Just go as low as you can. Eventually you'll be able to touch the ground. Forever my hamstrings were so tight, but I eventually got there, and you can too. Alrighty, so then gently come out of that stretch, and we're going to come to a seat. And what you're going to do is have your knees bent in front of you, and just cross one leg over, and bring this bottom leg as close to you as you can. You should feel a nice stretch in your outer hip and glute. Should feel a little bit similar to the the pigeon pose. It's a really good one for opening up your hips. And make sure to keep a nice flat back, so you don't want to be hunching over here. Alrighty, so then we're going to switch legs, so cross the other leg over, and bring it as close to you as you can. So if that is down here and you're feeling the stretch, you can stay there, that's completely fine. In front of you like we did before, and kind of just sit back like you're chilling, and then you're going to bring one knee in while keeping this hip on the ground, so you don't want to be lifting up. Just keep it right there, and you're feeling a really good stretch and in kind of a different place in your hip. Like I said, you don't want to be moving your hips, just bringing your knee in. This is a really good one. Alrighty, and then switch legs. So remember to only bring your knee in, don't lift up that glute off the ground. You might notice one leg is more flexible. This hip is definitely more flexible. You want to release any tension. I notice a lot of times I can just be holding really tightly, and so you just whenever you exhale, just let your body go. Don't hold any tension. Alright, so come on up. Alrighty, and then straighten out one leg and cross the other one over it. And we're going to do a twist. So you can either just grab onto your knee with your hand and twist, or you can hook your elbow around and twist. I'm going to do my elbow just because I like that. And just kind of breathe You don't want to feel any pain, so you really want to keep your chest up, so don't be hunching. It's a big thing. You can't hunch in this video. That's the rule. You should just feel a really good stretch. Open up, twisting your back. Alrighty, and then switch. Lay it down on our backs, and then bring one leg in with it straight and grab just right behind either your thigh, your knee, or you can go up to your ankle, wherever it is you are, and just pull it towards you. Remember, if you are really inflexible, you can pull really high up on your leg, or you can go, I guess, really low on your leg, or you can go higher and higher, reaching towards your ankle. Alright, so then lower down, and we're going to repeat that on the other leg. So you can start lower, and then slowly, as you get deeper into the stretch, work your way up your leg. And we're just going to bring a knee to our chest. So first bring it into your chest, and then kind of bring it to the side towards your armpit. And then you're going to bring your other knee towards your chest first, just for a few seconds, and then rotate it out towards the side more. We're going to do a twist, so bring one leg across your body and kind of stack your hips, and then the same arm is going to go out, so that way you're not rocking your whole body to the side you're twisting. Rotate to the other side. So kind of stack your hips, bring one knee across, look the other direction. To the center, and for our last stretch, just clasp your hands above you and point your toes and just stretch out your whole body from head to toe, reaching as far as you can. You can also let go of your hands and just sprawl your fingers out. They just stretch out your whole body and then relax. And that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you're feeling good. I hope this was a good stretch for you beginners out there. I know a lot of my stretching routines are a little more intermediate to advanced, so I really enjoyed doing this. It was just a gentle stretch, great for beginners. So if you're a beginner or if you're just someone who wants a gentle stretch, this video is great. So that is it for today's video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be posting stretching routines every single Wednesday, or is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Every single Thursday this month for my July stretching challenge, so be sure to stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, I will see you on Saturday with my next video, which is going to be a great workout, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, see you then. Bye, guys.